I'm not going to change for anybody. This is who I am, and I'll remain that way. If you like me that way, take me. If you don't, you can walk away. Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything, wherever you are all over the globe. I want to say welcome to Life with Queenettes. All right, here we look at how to make our lives better, especially for the women. All right, so if this is the first time you're coming to this channel, I want to say thank you so very much. I am grateful. Please don't fail to smash the subscribe button and tap the notification bell to be the first to know once I upload a new video. All right, and please give this video a thumbs up very much, and I know that this wouldn't be your last time. You will keep coming as we're going to get value from this channel. Okay, so let's roll. So today what I want to talk about is more like a conversational topic. I want to talk about what you should do while waiting and single. Somehow it could also help those of us that are already into a committed relationships. Okay, so what are those things that you'd be expected to do while you are waiting and still single? You know, one of the things I think I have also noticed is that most people just think that all they need is to get a good partner, settle with a good partner, enjoy their life. That's why this topic is very important, and I'm sure that most people in their adult age would have gone through some kind of relationships, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe you can't even count them. Okay, but they all ended in tears, or some ended in disappointment, or some you just felt there was no need. You felt it wasn't heading anywhere, and then you took a walk. That's understandable as an adult. Okay, but what are those things while you are no longer dating that person, or you're no longer in that relationship? What are those things that one would expect that you do while you're alone without any commitments whatsoever? Okay, those are the things we want to look at, and I'm just going to start because I don't want this video to be too long. The first one is that you have to make peace with yourself. One of the things that I feel most people don't realize that apart from the fact that we talk about conflict with the government, conflict with society, conflict with everybody, conflict with your parents, conflict, we say that conflict is ubiquitous. Okay, so that simply means that conflict is everywhere. Okay, so when we use that definition, ubiquitous, so most people think, oh, conflict is external. No, conflict can be internal. Okay, so when you have inner conflicts, those disagreements, those things that kind of put you on your toes, those are conflicts. And when you're learning to make peace with yourself, you will learn to forgive yourself for allowing those conflicts either to interfere in your relationships, in your day-to-day life, in your activities, and the rest. Okay, and that's why making peace with yourself is important. When we go into a relationship and it ends up badly, several things come to your mind. Why did I go into this relationship in the first place? Why did I agree to this type of person in the same place? Why in the world didn't I, look inwardly before committing to this relationship? These are the questions that will be in your mind as you go through that hurt, you go through that heartbreak, you go through that uneasiness. All right, so most times people don't get out of it. They just feel, I'm bitter, I'm angry, and they're angry with themselves. They're not angry with the person. They're angry for the mistakes. They're angry for not looking very well. They're angry for agreeing to go into it, and that's understandable. Nobody's judging you. It's important you also go through that, that hurdle. But at the same time, learn to forgive yourself. Learn to forgive the mistakes. Learn to forgive the facts that you goofed. The first thing is that you've acknowledged that you goofed. The second one is that you are going to forgive yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror. I think that's the best way to do it. You look at yourself and say, you know what? I made a mistake. It was a bad choice. It was a bad, commitment. I actually goofed, and I'm forgiving you. I'm forgiving you for making that mistake. I'm forgiving myself for making that mistake. And you know what? We're not going to do that again. The next time we're going to be thorough. We're going to be sure that we're even ready to, in the best state of mind to go into such relationships. That's making peace with yourself. And when you make peace with yourself, it puts you in that place of health, mental health, soundness of mind. You clear all the old baggages. You clear all the old problems. You don't want to get into another relationship with drama, because if you're not forgiving yourself, you are still angry, you're bitter, you're grumpy, you're not just in that place. You're not just in that, best place. And you see people say, please don't put me through what I went through the last time. I wouldn't take it. It means that is what happened playing out in a new one. Okay? So please forgive yourself. Let go of what happened, of the hurt, of the anger, of the disappointment and all that. Let it go. Okay? And if you're starting anything, start it on a clean slate. That's my humble advice. All right, that's number one. The second one is something that we cannot overemphasize on, and that is self-love. In fact, I want to say, so there was a video I posted last night, and is indicative that we start as both single and married, we'll start loving ourselves. Some people say learn to be a little bit selfish, learn to be this, learn to be that. I agree with them to some extent, okay? But learn to love yourself, and that is self-love. Learn to love yourself. We cannot overflow this for every woman. Learn to love yourself. It is important, okay? So that you wouldn't be a dead horse. You get into another relationship, you don't love yourself, you don't set boundaries, you cannot lower expectations, you're like somebody who is saying, I cannot be with this, I cannot be without a man, I cannot be without a man. Someone has cheated you, you're running, and then before you say Jack, another person comes, you jump into that one. You've not had discussions with this person. You've not let the person know that, hey, this is who I am. This is how we do things here. You respect, they say, is reciprocal. Please, take it one step at a time. Love yourself. Have your own tank of energy. Listen, you cannot give from an empty cup. Love yourself. Be happy for who you are. See yourself as beautiful. Sometimes I tell people, who defines beauty? People will see someone say, oh, you're so beautiful. Who defines beauty? Let's go. What are the characteristics of one that is beautiful? There are set standards, right? There are things that somebody will look at and say, oh, this person is beautiful, or this person is, But first and foremost, you define who you are. Don't allow anybody tell you who you are. And that is self-love. Don't give from an empty cup. After forgiving yourself, learn self-love. Happiness is a great deal. Happiness is a great deal. You cannot buy it in the market. Listen, even when you're married, your husband does not owe you happiness. Read my lips. Your husband doesn't owe you happiness. Happiness, that happiness that you require, lies within you. You are the custodian of your own happiness. It is from that place that you exude happiness. Listen, if you're happy, you will attract someone else whose tank is also filled. Now, if you attract, let's say someone walks in and that person's tank is completely empty, you will know immediately. So radiate happiness. Take care of yourself. I love the fact that most people are beginning to understand that, hey, I can do solo dates. I mustn't go with anybody. Nobody, I mustn't go out with somebody and the person will not order for food, I'll eat and then we'll go. No, I can do that by myself. I can just walk into a restroom, sit down, order for my meal, take the meal, eat the meal, understand, feel refreshed. I can go, to a cinema, sit down, watch the movies and then get home. Growing up, mommy and daddy will say, let's take a stroll. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know why? Because both parties were coming from a place where they are full. I have a mom who she doesn't disrespect the husband anyways, but she also has a say. She decides what to do when it comes to some issues. Some issues, okay, so let's hear what your dad is going to say about it. Then she comes, sometimes my dad says, well, you're always right when it comes to this, so carry it out. That is because that's how they started before they got into the union. Don't be a dead horse. Don't be somebody that you cannot exude anything. In fact, when you see the person say, once I see you, I'm happy. I've not been happy. You're the one that is my joy. You're the one that is my happiness. You're the one. And I'm like, what is that? Okay? Tell yourself that you love yourself. Listen, in summary, self-love means being accountable to you. You need to be self-aware. You need to be self-aware of who you are, self-aware of what you can become. Listen, a man can add to your happiness, but a man can never give you happiness. What does that mean? You owe yourself. One of the things I also tell people is that things can happen. Life happens. Nobody's praying for that, but life happens. Someone can get to a place and decide, oh, I need to pursue something different. It is no longer this way. And you'll be shattered. Do you know why? Because you have never worked on yourself. You'll be shattered. So self-love is very, very important. The third one is learn to be selfless. If you are single and you're waiting, you have to learn to be selfless. It is very important. Don't be a taker. Always taking, collecting. They give you, collect, put. Give you, be a giver. Even when you go to church, you're told to give. The Bible says, give and it shall be given back to you. Good measures, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That means giving and receiving is a principle of life. So while you're there, single, still waiting, please learn to be selfless. Even for some of us that are already married, selflessness is a thing. You must not have it your way. There was a video I made and I talked about avoiding Mr. My Way or the highway. It could be on the other side. Be selfless. Learn to give. Learn to appreciate people. Learn to, if someone say, I don't even have enough, from that little, is a habit. Learn to be selfless. Relation between friendship and relationship are similar. That's the truth. Be a good friend. Attract good friends. Be a good friend before you become a good person. Don't be the person that is in a friendship with maybe your same sex and you're so rigid, you're not free, you can't give, you can't, it will affect your life. Life is not about receiving, it's as the same time, it's about giving. That we see when some people, they get into a family, they are now married, they get into a family, they think that, oh, if we should give anybody anything from this family, we won't have enough. They cut off every other person. They don't think their mother-in-law needs anything. They don't think the siblings, I understand when we say in-laws, they have their excesses. But even in that, if you're a selfless person, you will still do what you want to do and still not open your barn for everybody to jump in. Selflessness is a thing. Selfless with your friendship, selfless with people, selfless with your actions. Don't always do something for someone because you expect something in return. While you're searching, while you are single and waiting, please, that's what to do. I'm going to talk about the third one, which most people are a little bit uncomfortable with, but it is what it is. Learn to be celibate. Do you know why some people will be getting married and their supposedly ex, will ask them to have a last sex with them before you get married to that? Why didn't he marry you? Why would you have the last sex with him before you get married to the other person? It is because you're stupid, you are thought sick, you don't have common sense. So if somebody has broken up with you, you're no longer in that relationship with the person, tell me the reason why the person will still call you once in a while and something will still go on. You're no longer there. You don't have a thing with the person. So you have ended that chapter. And that chapter remains closed. So when you're still there, you're single right now, you're waiting, you don't do anything. You keep yourself clean. You keep your mind clean. You clear your head. No matter how archaic or how outdated people think marrying as a virgin is, I am still one of those people that believe that's the best thing to do for yourself. The advantages outweigh it. So in fact, there's no way to equate it. Apart from the fact that you're clean, no STDs, no nothing, no infection, no treatment of this. It helps you to clear your head. Back then, when I had a relationship with someone, I told the one, see, we didn't even talk about it, but he said something. I'm like, I don't do relationship because I want to start visiting your home or sleeping with you. I don't do that. Okay? So if you want us to do this relationship, we should do it as Christians that we are. And you know what it helps you do? It helps you clear your head. It helps you see well. None of these red flags that we're talking about. When you are committed, you've committed your life, you've committed your soul, your spirit, everything to this person. Even the red flags, you will not see them. But you're not to be condemned, assuming you had made some mistakes and you had done what you shouldn't have done, and you're no longer a virgin. That's not an issue. Now that you are single and waiting, please, can you stay celibate? So that another person that is coming, you will come clean. You will come with your head clear. You will come with your eyes open. Not say that your whole body is telling you so many things. You can read, in the intents. Even though you're not the Holy Spirit, but at least you can know exactly what this person is coming for. What you want. Know how you talk with your friend. You tell him, this is what I want. This is what I want when I get married. This is what I intend to see. He will give you the right person. This is not fairy tale. It is what happens. The next one is have your life and your own business. Have your life. Don't be the one that will get married without anything. I don't subscribe to, I have never subscribed, and I still say it every day till Christ comes. Put your life together. Have something you're doing. It's all dovey-dovey, it's all rosy-rosy, it's all lovey-lovey. Something that gives you small change. So you don't stop existing because you're in a relationship. Simple. make sure you ask yourself if you're ready to be in a relationship. You know, sometimes you might not actually, in our minds, because we're seeing the paparazzi and we're going, oh God, when? But the truth is that sometimes we're not ready. So you must ask yourself if you're ready, and if you're ready, please apply some of the things I have mentioned. Remember, you're worth more than diamonds, and your life is made for the best and not the average. This is me, Life with Queenette, saying bye for now.